Good evening. We are live on the internet, whether you're watching us live or not. Welcome to hang out in the crib with your Battle Pirates crib crew. I'm the BP Professor, and we're joined tonight by the Doctor.
Hello.
And Hefe.
Howdy, everybody. Good morning, Australia.
Okay. And I'm drinking Trotwood by Warped Wing Brewery in Dayton, Ohio. So.
Oh, okay. So is this broaching into another beer market like you've done before with the day drinking and the drinking while driving beers? Or the road trip beers? I'm just wondering.
I don't know. Trotwood is
this a fishing beer? Or is it trot or trout?
Trot.
Oh, okay. If it was Troutwood, then maybe we could go with a fishing beer, which is, I mean, besides back in the day, like Bush was the mountain beer, and I was fishing in the Shenandoah River at that point, which is up in the mountains. So, yeah,
So this is a nostalgic beer, apparently. The fireflies flash and crickets hum, and the campfires around which you and a friend sit crackles, and I'm not reading all this shit. Best enjoyed in the middle of nowhere with family and friends.
That sounds like a fishing/camping beer. I almost guessed it. Everybody in the audience, I had no idea what was written on the side of that. We did not
Yeah, I mean, it's got the hippie kind of font, not hippie, hipster kind of vibe to it.
Okay.
But hipsters don't really camp, so.
Yeah, they talk about camping, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and Rum's here too, so I should introduce him since he came in for the intro. I guess because we're running late, because TFC's running late, because apparently they've had GDR on for a long time.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Rum, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I was in a much better mood until I saw the raid briefing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, let's get into it.
Okay.
Shall we?
After reading that, I think they forgot their creativity pills.
Well, yeah.
Or they took their dumbass pills.
Yep. But you know what? The rest of us dumbasses are going to do the raid anyway.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's put a pin in that. All right, so we'll start with bug fixes. I guess dung rolls downhill.
What's a dung beetle? A dung beetle, they're doing their best. He's trying to fix that. He's trying to, he's doing his best.
Right. Okay, so fixed issues with combat not functioning properly. I mean,
wow, they could put that one out every single week, couldn't they?
That's pretty broad.
I think they could have been a little more vague and just said fixed issues with stuff.
Mm-hmm. We fix stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what stuff?
Nerf's here too. Wow, we got like the whole gang together.
Yeah.
And Grimace. Wow, it's a crowded crew tonight. Okay.
Did the other show end?
I don't know. I think they're going for like they're trying to break a crib record with the length of their show.
I see.
That's a possibility. As far as I know, they're still going.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Fixed an issue where the explosive scope was displaying too much range on equipped hulls. I think we showed that one last week.
Yes, thanks to Earth. Earth had managed to fit that basically the day after Bounty and sent that to me, and we had that on the show. Yeah, you had a 268 range or 228, something ridiculous.
228 range.
Okay.
210 it was showing on a bus. It didn't work though, because I thought, well, I'm just going to see if it works on a bus and then go and take it out and see what I can snipe from the outside. Alas, didn't work.
Okay, and we are getting a report on the YouTubes that Yes, the TFC show is over, and they didn't come close to breaking any of our records. This would have probably been our 25th or 30th length show. So, just in case anybody was betting at home, we can move on and sleep well tonight.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. So let's see. Fix an issue where the gantry modal would continuously pop up. I don't know what the whatever.
People, I think it was people that had the gantry built and were still building their mega ship. Those are the people that were having the issue. I'm not sure how many people there are that are at this point just building mega ships, but yeah, I think that's the issue. I'm not completely certain on that, since I'm a mega ship expert and I've had mine built for a long time.
Sure you are.
Yeah.
All right, and then this last one was a neat bug they happened to insert last week. Fixed an issue where newly recorded playbacks would kick a user to the world map. I definitely saw that one.
So that's supposed to be fixed?
It's supposed to be fixed for
fixed.
stuff that were attacks that occurred after the update. Not attacks that occurred before the update, is the way I understand it. I haven't got hit from since the update, so I'm not completely certain, but that's the way it's going to go.
Well, it might be from after the update, because I think I got hit before the update. No replay. So.
Dung Beetle is working hard, isn't he?
Yeah. I could see if that one still exists for pre.
Could you not find one with a little friend that was just going to continue to put dung on it?
No, I didn't have Actually, to be honest, I had a hard time putting the slides together today because I was not happy with what I was presenting to everybody. So.
Yeah, old hits still take you to the world map.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk raid coming up. Mercenary. There's all this story shit you can read on the forum if you're really into that thing.
Yeah, the reason we're mercenaries is because we've teamed up with the Scourge to hit the Drax. Is that the way
that's super interesting.
Yeah, it has a huge impact on the game. But yeah, I was more going for the stuff that had an impact on the game. But yeah, let's go on. I mean, we have the two. I mean, we've seen the targets in limited manner.
How are we going to get uranium anymore?
I don't know. I'm not sure if the Scourge are, broken up into different factions just beside the Scourge. I don't know. They won't be quite as upset if we're hitting them. I don't know. But
bring back the bamboo faction. That's what I say.
There we go.
All right. So if you bothered to read the story, or if you didn't, the deal is they talk about these prototype weapons, which are just so super amazing. Can't believe it. So they have longer range, deal more damage, and have special effects.
Yeah. They had this on the first time they did it, and I thought I wasn't sure if it was a typo, but now it appears to be intentional or another one of those copy and paste things, because it was out there because they presented this about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
And it was still special effects, and I was
there have been some shitty intel reports that I've seen, but this is super shitty. I mean, they always have longer range and more damage in a raid.
Mm-hmm.
And longer than what? More damage than what?
Well, you've actually been in the preview server, and a lot of people have seen it associated with VXP Weekend, which is the only time we got a real little peek at these targets. Because the interceptor, the prototypes, there's also the normal interceptors and the normal Kodiaks mixed in, correct?
I'm just going off the VXP. Actually, I did not make the preview server.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so there.
Oh, well. So, but basically, yeah, these have a limited supply of ammunition. And if you click one more time, the ammo carrier, I guess, will reload the special ammunition. So I guess strategically, you need to kill this bad boy first, so they don't hit you with their extra damage, their extra range, and all of the other things. So I guess that's the strategical move, right?
Well, maybe. I mean, if you kill the prototype ships before they reload, then that works too. I guess it depends on what.
But if you do that, there's no real point in this limited ammo thing, right?
Yeah, if you can do that, that's right. So who knows? Maybe they'll be hard to kill.
It depends on whether or not it kind of just constantly refills it as it shoots, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or whether they have to deplete and then refill.
Yeah, and we couldn't really tell on the one. Go ahead.
Here's what I think this is designed to do. If you all remember, we had that raid here last year where the optimal way in the first raid to get the target done was we had to bum rush in and kill them stupid pancake ships that were shooting all the freaking morts at our sub that were killing our subs. You bum rushed in, you killed that thing, and then you retreated, came back in, and did the target. You remember that raid series?
The hunter killer mortars with the hell race?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this raid is designed to be in that format where they want you to come in, take intentional damage, bum rushing a central target that's protected by everything else. And if you can survive and kill it, then the rest of the target will be easy.
Yeah, I mean that could be the way it works. I don't. Again, like I said, we've seen so little information on this target because we didn't see it in the TLC where I really hoped to see it, but the only place we saw it was the VXP weekend when we had brand new baby ships, and we really couldn't figure out what was going on. And everybody's bringing Conquerors in to tank the damage, and we didn't get the information. I feel like we're all ill prepared for this raid because of that. We should have seen this target prior to the raid because this is a strategy game. So.
Yep. All right, and then you got the turret carrier, which is a turret on a boat. So you got to hit the turrets first. Torpedoes don't work.
Yeah.
So don't put torpedoes on your assault ships.
Can you put torpedoes on your assault ships?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the part. I was
yeah.
like, that's the part that bothered me. It was like, okay, we can't put turrets on them. Well, we're class restricted on what we can enter into these things.
They do always seem to be very conscious of not letting subs work, right? I mean, you see in the garrison targets those torpedo towers, which are clearly designed so that your subs would get spotted and shot at. So I think they're just being careful about subs, but whatever.
I wonder why that is. It's obviously nothing to do with the fact that we always used to do that to make sure that we had a free raid. We've done it too many times before. They've kind of learned. So
yeah. It's just odd because you can't even. I'm not even certain what hull you could bring in there in order to launch torpedoes. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they've been tier locking, but I don't know that they've really been class locking.
Oh,
in the sense that you can't bring the class in. It's just you get screwed if you bring the wrong class in.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you look at this one, it's assault. Assault tier 7 or assault hulls. We'll get into that. But yeah, I don't understand why we got that little bit extra verbiage. Could just be an intern. I have no idea. writing this stuff.
All right, so here's the targets. And like you said, they are, at least tiers 7 and 8 are restricted to assault hulls or generalist hulls. So tier 8, you've got 1 target, and it's 1.5 million, and then a completion bonus of 2.5 million. So it's a 4 million point target if you beat it.
And which is interesting because this is really aimed at the players that are in alliances to help other players. It's a world map target. It's not a campaign tower target. It's you get more points for completing it than you do for the damage that you do.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
about time because I'm fed up of doing ASEPs.
Okay.
Well, I think that's why Kixeye did it, was because they realized the amount of coin they were losing because the mercs weren't working like they used to. I mean, there's the truth in the matter. You know, people were spending all kinds of money paying mercs so they can go out and do these targets for them. And then Kixeye put it on the towers, and that came pretty much to a standstill. Even if you go look at all the merc pages, there was hardly anybody mercing these last couple raid series just because of the fact it was on the tower. No one wanted to take the time to hit.
Just want to point out you can't earn any benefits from anybody for prepping targets. It's against terms of service, so be very careful what you say.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Say that one more time, Earth. I didn't quite get that.
You can't gain any monetary or coin benefit from prepping anybody.
So merking is against terms of service, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And if I knew you guys were going to do this, I would have come up with a merkin picture. But
No.
Wait. What's the name of this raid again?
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Wait, let me. Oh, Mercenary.
We should change it to merkin.
Just a merkin watches her twerking.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do the Google image search of merkin if you don't know what it means. Let's do the regular Google search. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, Fa. All right, so and then tier 7, 2 targets instead of 3, but the completion bonus I think has been ramped down to match. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Katie's is allowed in this one.
Oh, yeah. Joy.
Yeah.
There'll probably be something in there that kills it, like, real quick.
Well, I said it last week. I think if you have a Katie's, you should be allowed to have some frickin' I win button type targets. So I hope.
All I'm going to say is little Bunny Fufu is going to be fine because he's got a Katie's. That's all I'm going to say. Nothing else on that.
Okay.
It's a private thing with my alliance and a few other people, but yeah, fine.
Who is little Bunny Fufu?
Why are people questioning that I know what a merkin is? Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just gonna leave that one alone. All right, so tier 6 seems about standard, and they say that your legendary ranked Skyfires or Phoenix would be able to do tier 6. So if you don't have mana cores from last raid, hopefully you can do tier 6. And if you don't even have last year's assault fleets, then maybe you've got some legendary Apollos and you can do tier 5 and it's a single target.
Yeah, on tier 6, I mean, I guess we'll see what the actual numbers work out to be. Previously, when they released the next haul for a raid, during the tech store or the hall raid or whatever it's been called throughout time, it was considered like a bonus thing, right? It was considered like you spent an exorbitant amount of points in order to get this.
Yep.
And now you get a hit down penalty if you don't have that.
there's no such thing as a luxury item in Battle Pirates, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, back when it was released, charged armor was supposed to be a luxury item, and then it very clearly, very quickly was not. It was necessary.
Mhm.
And I think, you know, that's kind of going for these call it previous preview, whatever you want to call them,
Mhm.
getting the hull before the raid cycle starts. It was intended to be a luxury, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not a luxury anymore. That's all I wanted to, bring in on that, because it's because it's level 85. I'm assuming it's still level 85 and above. Gets a hit down penalty. You still get the completion bonus, but the target points are scaled way back, like 10% of what you're getting. And it really shouldn't apply to level, especially in this first go round. But oh well.
All right.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it should just apply to the fleet that you use. If it's the recommended fleet for the target, you should get full points for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I think it should be. So if, like, you go into the bottom target and it says ranked Apollos, if you take your ranked Apollos in there and hit the bottom target, you should get the full points for it.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption to make, really. Obviously you get a hit down bonus if you're using mana kills and fucking level at least 60 target. But if you're going to use Skyfire and Phoenix or Apollos, then why not?
Yeah.
All right. I just realized that Grimace is. Let me. I'm not sure what he's doing here because I can't read it because it's on his mouse.
Working out when he's murking out.
yeah, there we go. All right, we'll go back.
Oh, God. Yeah, should I? Okay. Working out with my merkin out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay, so there's blitz targets if you want to pay out the ass to do the raid. There you go.
Yeah, you're not a mod, so yeah, it's all good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's move on.
Ho-Hum flagship, Makara's Mana Core. There was kind of a early leak of these stats, and people were like, hey, this kind of sucks, but maybe they'll fix it. And here it is, and I think people still think, hey, this kind of sucks.
Yeah, they didn't fix it.
No. So all you've got really, I think the base stats are pretty close to the regular Mana Core, and then you've got this flagship effect. So you do get a damage and a reload bonus, and you get a minuscule amount of deflection bonus.
The deflection bonus is hilarious. I mean, it's really funny. It's like if you have let's say you have a fleet of 5 Mana Cores with the Savage CIC,
and you are and then let's say you're getting hit by spitballs. You're set. All right, sorry, Hefe, carry on.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is that if you have 5 Mana Cores with the Savage CIC on there, you have a ship deflection of 1,800. You have an 800 base, and then you get 1,000 added on. And now we're gonna, I think, what does it show? It's getting blocked on here. I think he had 24.
Yeah, 24 structure and 15 ship.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna so now it goes from 1,800.
But Hefe, but you know damn well that damage
024. This is fascinating.
Yeah, but you know damn well that you're going to get a structure deflection, an extra 24, right? Which means that obviously that all of the weapons are going to be like plus 30 on top of the maximum you can have across, aren't they? Just so you can get that, negate that little bit of damage.
Yeah,
which is going to make a lot of difference, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, no, but that's not happening. But I mean, the corrosive damage, the penetrative damage, they help. The reload helps. The damage is helping more, especially if you have scald ships. It helps on the damage, but
I think what
I was so disappointed in this. I was so disappointed.
Everybody was hoping for a healing flagship, and even when they saw the stats, you're still like, oh well, maybe they'll do a Mercy CIC kind of thing, and no,
yeah,
because the original release it was 1,500 armor, and I was assuming they dropped the 0 because that wouldn't be beyond them, right?
I'm actually quite pissed off that they've not made a second skin for it that's red as well.
Okay.
Well, no, I am, because even if you're gonna, because you've got a redemption limit of 2 on this, so if you're making a scattergun version and a missile version,
okay,
yeah,
2 different.
Because obviously you've got the dual skins already for it, haven't you?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things, picking stuff out of your dock and stuff like that. Plus, having a green lead ship, 4 red ships, I just don't like.
It's festive.
Yeah, it's very Christmassy.
Yeah, very Christmassy in May. Yeah.
Yeah. No, whatever. They'll still be viable in December. We hope.
Are you one of those Scrooge people, Earth? People can't have Christmas too early. People should be allowed to do Christmas all year round.
Mate, I'm a chef. I fucking hate Christmas.
All right, let's move on.
He has mistletoe all over his house. I mean, it's disturbing, but we'll move on from there.
Kiss the chef.
Yeah.
So the one thing about this flagship, though, is its build time is not vastly increased from the regular. So we'd been seeing 8-day flagship hull builds, and this is only 4. So it's like increased a day and a couple hours.
No, less than that. It's less than a day. But you get what you pay for.
Build time, wasn't it, when they leaked it? So they've actually upped it, I think.
Oh. Yeah, because the build time was the same as the other one. But you get what you pay for. I mean, this is not.
Yeah.
I mean,
you do.
The damage.
At 50 million, you get a lot for that.
What?
At 50 million, you get a lot for that.
Well, as far as
get what you pay for.
You get 20
as far as build time. All right.
No.
Oh, right. No, go back.
What? What's again?
Well, again, they obviously are not getting the. No, you hate that slide. All right. We've learned, in fact, that the flagship does not have a repair matrix or whatever it's called. And we've seen basically a doubling in the repair time of a clipped hull in the last 2 years. Why is this? I mean, we've gone from 150 to 270. The Skyfire had something that would heal it. This does not. So I want to keep on bringing this up because I don't want to get blamed for this.
I don't think anybody's blaming you for this. Hefe.
Kickside is going to dock my pay.
I've got other stuff to blame you for, Hefe.
Kickside, what?
I said I have other stuff to blame you for, but that's another story.
Yeah, but I just don't want Kickside to dock my pay.
Are you sure you don't need to go and get a beer yet?
I will need to in a little bit, but go ahead.
All right, Ho-Hum Flagship number 2. For you guys that want to use the loser chameleons, you can get a new loser flagship that takes a really long time to build. 10 days, 17 hours.
17 hours.
So you can spend a long time building this and then end up really dissatisfied.
So my question is, what would happen if if they put on a raid and no one showed up?
Well,
They
yeah,
get the point.
We'll get to that, I think, because
we'll get there. Let's. Oh, whoop. Oh, wait a minute.
Loser.
Oh, this is nice. Yep. Just in case me calling the chameleon loser over and over.
And she's even got the L backwards.
Get the message.
Wow.
There's Taylor Swift. How can you argue with Tay Tay?
Because Tay-Tay's got that L backwards.
Well, the L goes the other way in Canada, right? I don't know. But yeah. Nah, here you go.
All right.
We can move on.
I'm not sure I want to. This is oddly hypnotic. I mean, that eye is, really big. Right there.
Yeah. I mean, I assume she's got some sort of fake contact lenses in, because yeah. Okay.
All right. Here's the regular prizes. If you're all caught up, you've got all these things, but here you go. If you're not caught up, maybe you want to go for some of this stuff. I guess if you're choosing Skyfire or Phoenix, I'd probably go Skyfire at this point. Although, maybe Phoenix will do better in the 60s in this raid, so maybe wait and see, but...
Well, the target, the TLC we just hit, if you tried to go in there with a Skyfire, you were dead.
True.
So we know they're going to run it again because they've already said the next time they run it, they're going to allow the Katie's in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess if you're looking at the bottom half of this and trying to decide, maybe just wait and see what does better in the 60s.
I think you got a key word there. Wait.
Yeah. And, of course, if you don't have either one, that means you're grinding away at C's or whatever, 40s with Apollos. So,
yeah.
Enjoy the raid. Because you want what, 2.5 million at 50K a pop, so that's 50. You want to hit 50 of those. It's not terrible. You can do them.
To be fair, though, and I don't mean to sound like a dickhead about it, but we've just had the Skyfire campaign. In the Forsaken mission, we've had a lot of Icebreaker and Monolith tokens and Zelos tokens in there.
Yeah, so, C-Mono would do that. Did that last week's TLC pretty well.
So, kind of, I'd hope that at least most people would have at least managed to get the Skyfire in there. And kind of then be able to just concentrate on getting the Phoenix. But,
yeah,
everybody's different. So,
is that really the Hornet or is that the Banded Hornet under the Skyfire?
I don't know, but it says Hornet, and if it's the Banded Hornet, fine. If it's the normal Hornet, that's interesting.
Yeah. Carbon fiber casing is actually good on other missile ships like missile cruisers and stuff. So,
yeah, because it adds 60% accuracy. Is it? 30% damage?
Actually, is it reload or is it accuracy?
I'm not sure. I think it's reload and accuracy, possibly.
I thought it was reload and damage.
It might be. Yeah, you might be right there.
I haven't timed out yet. I can check real quick. But that one's pretty good if you're missing it.
It's aft razor foils that do the building damage and the projectile speed. It's the carbon fiber casing that does accuracy and reload.
Yeah, here I got it here. It's reload, 35% reload and 60% damage from CFC.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good to get.
Yeah, it's not a bad price for that.
Yeah, if you're missing it. Okay. All right, and let's look at some of the other stuff. The locked store, and so if you're again, if you've got all that, what you're looking at, Makar's Manicore for 50 million a pop, kind of pricey. 2 more howitzers available. What else?
I wouldn't bother getting those because I want to get into base.
Thanks, Irf.
I mean, do we really need another 2 of those to keep most people out of bases?
Well, I mean, the damage stacks up, right? You get that 25% grouping bonus. So, eventually you're probably just going to end up having to choose a damage type and focus on it.
Yeah, that was my thoughts exactly.
So,
Yeah, because like at the minute, you've got the pen damage with the right faction works, and then also now you've got the ballistic damage with the right faction works as well. So, I mean, you can obviously have both if you really want to, but one of each will do. So, but yeah, there's going to be new armor coming out, isn't there? So
maybe. Okay, what else looks good here? I guess the next. Well, so 50 million for the Makara's flagship, 2 of those. If you want to build both fleets, I guess that's your option. Not too thrilled about that. And then we've got the other point of controversy: no general build tokens, no assault build tokens, no mana core build tokens. But you've got Sloth, Missile Storm, Onslaught, Warden, and Inferno Dragon, and they are expensive.
Yeah. I mean, the Inferno Dragon has, I think so far, has to be considered somewhat of a failure, correct? Does anybody have any opinion? Yeah. And now they're charging $8 million
for a day's
build.
All I'm going to say on the matter, right, is that we all know that a day's build time is 48 coins. So make sure that you're not spending 48 coins to get 8 million points in order to get a day off of your Inferno build dragon.
Right. And for example, if you're blitzing, right, that's 5 coins for 800k minimum. And so 8 million 50. Is 50 coins.
Yeah.
So if you're blitzing 89s to get tokens, you are throwing money away.
Does anyone
Unless
else?
You're really bad, it may cost you more to do it elsewhere, but yeah.
Does anyone else find it odd that they're focusing so much on PvP in a PvE?
No, I don't, because the way that I see it, it kind of, to me, it seems that there's quite a lot of people need to catch up in the PvP aspect of it, and obviously a lot of things are getting pushed through bounty and stuff.
Well, and then the other piece of it is, what are you going to put out for PvE? Because you've already put out all the stuff for this raid cycle theoretically, and you've got a 4-month cycle.
Yeah, so you already, so there's nothing else for them left to put in there apart from
my question to you guys is, who's hitting bases?
I don't know. But hold on a second. But this whole PvE thing, this is what we asked for. We asked for 1 hull. We asked for 4-month cycles, and now we've got it. So I would say that complaining that there's not enough PvE stuff is maybe a little unfair. And I'm not really too thrilled with Kixeye these days, but I'll say for that, lack of PvE stuff, that's what we asked for.
And also, of course, because you've only got to build one fleet.
No, 1 hull, 2 fleets.
Well, 1 hull, 2 fleets, whatever. 2 fleets of 1 hull. You can pick one.
But it still adds up to 8 or 10 boats, right?
You don't know that you're going to need both hulls.
Okay, we don't know this, but they're releasing 2 of the flagships. They never released 2 of the flagships at the very start ever before.
I agree. It is possible that there will be some sort of targets where you will need a scattergun build, and there will be other targets you will need a missile build, but we just don't know yet. They may not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when GDR or GD Rakin was on the TFC show earlier today, he said that was the reason for it, in case you wanted to build one for missiles and one for scatterguns. That's why they released 2 of them.
Yeah, because
And
there's
then-
a lot of people that will purely, but they will coin one fleet and then they will slow build the other fleet. Because a lot of people have got lots of money and then they've got free dock time, so they'll stick in another fleet. So
yeah. I mean, I have the Mana Core at 2 of them for, and I'm still confused by live Rampage on Friday, where he said Makara and Solon are twins, and I don't know. I was taking that as a clue that there would be 2 individual flagships, but
that's
I'm
what
not
I
certain.
thought.
I guess they're identical flagships because they're identical twins.
Oh my goodness! Yes, and then the Warnet 24-hour. I mean, it's the cost, and there's no. I'm sorry, I stepped out for a beer at one point. Did anybody mention that what's going on with the howitzer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And the fact that, the howitzer is way overpowered at this point once you have enough of them stacked and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
I told nobody to get it because I wanted to get in their bases.
Yeah, I want to throw in my 2 cents though. I think the reason why all these build tokens are here for all these PvP ships or PvP ships is because of the fact Kixeye is expecting when the FM rolls out that everybody's going to be throwing their ships in for refit. I'm almost going to bet we're going to see the ballistic armor in the FM.
Oh, yeah. No, I assume that. I mean, why is the bus token 7.2 million?
I don't know.
Okay.
Guess people pay it.
It's still a viable hull. To be fair.
But 7 point. This was a 3.4 million type of thing before. 3 million, like 3 million, then 3.4.
Yeah.
Now it's up to 7.2.
Yeah, right.
It feels like a pricing exercise. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, the current tier stuff, you want to make it expensive, whatever. But that's lower tier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Syntonite Armor D5 SL. Has anybody put any of those things on at any point?
No.
And they put the redeem limit at 1, which is ridiculous. Nobody. Well, people did talk about Agility System 4, and they upped it from 1 to 5. But the Syntonite D5S, it's like like I said earlier in the show, I was a good mood until I saw what was coming out in this raid, and it's just not. I mean, I made a comment that the only good thing that I saw about the whole thing was that I could buy titanium in multiple places. Because you can buy titanium in a lock store, and you can buy it in the unlock store, which you couldn't do before. I mean, it's.
All I'm going to say on the matter is
same
that
price?
we've got
What?
the cage.
It's cheaper? Oh.
But smaller amounts. I didn't even work out the math.
All right, it's a little more expensive in the unlocked.
Yeah, I didn't work out the math as far as it just makes so little sense what's going on. I mean, can you figure out a path forward based on any clues that they might have given us?
No.
Based on these stores?
No. To be perfectly honest.
Just keep building mana cores, I guess. Right.
Well, except they're not giving you mana core tokens. They're not giving you generic tokens to build them.
Yep. Yeah. I was actually a little worried when I heard there were no mana core tokens that.
There are no regular ship build tokens.
Yeah. So it's going to be tough to get many hulls out before VXP weekend. If you've been working to get your scattergun ready for this raid, how much time do you have to build blank hulls? I've got one extra blank hull built because of how I tried to manage things so I could get another one so I wouldn't waste all those VXP tokens in the last TLC. But I don't know. Does anybody else have a bunch of blank hulls for your second fleet of mana cores sitting around?
No, I'm not going to build another fleet. I'm going to build one. That's it. Yeah. Because I've got too much other stuff I need to catch up with, like building wardens and stuff.
I mean, the point I'm coming around to is if you wanted to build 2 fleets and you haven't been coining, you're not getting a second fleet ready for the next raid either.
No. But the way that I see it as well is with the repair time of the fleet on its own. Why do I want 2?
Good point.
Well,
Yeah.
So you repair one while you're hitting with the other.
Oh, because I really want to do that.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm gonna have 2 22-hour fleets to repair.
I play completely different, Hefe. I'll just literally go out, wait until it dies. When it dies, put it into repair and go and smash bases. I don't care.
Yeah, I did see on Indeed, they have 14 days ago, they did put an ad out for a product manager for battle cards. Product is the people that decide the cost of these things, both to buy and to achieve.
Obviously, they have a real winner in there right now. They need to promote him.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, he might be, he or she might be competing for,
Dumbass of the year?
CEO position. You promote incompetence, right?
Well, exactly. In this game.
Yeah. So, I saw that was out there. I saw some other things on Indeed that I probably won't talk about today, but you guys can look on your own self as far as what's going on with things. But yeah, I mean, this is not what I'm seeing here. Like I said before, does not make me happy. It doesn't. There's no joy here. There's no like, oh, I want to go and win this. I mean, what is everybody's top? Because
the only joy that I have is that I haven't got to go through the tiers. Basically, I can just go straight to the lock store and I can buy what I want and then have a quick raid. That's the only joy that I see with it.
We'll go backwards one, Larry. What do you want to buy out of this?
To be honest, the only thing that I really want to buy is Warden tokens, 3 Inferno Dragon tokens, and 1 Makara's Manticore. Okay,
so you want to buy Warden tokens at 8 million each?
Depends on whether it's worthwhile me doing. If it's not, then I'll just buy Makara's Manticore and that'll be it.
Yeah, I mean that's more my thought. I mean,
there's nothing else in there that interests me in the slightest. So
I mean, I want to buy those extra 2 Howies.
Well, yeah, of course the Howies, but yeah, that's it. That'll be it. It'll be like the Howies, the Makara's Manticore, and then if it's worthwhile me doing, I'll hit up for some tokens and 3 Inferno Dragon tokens. That's it, really.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just the problem I have is that a lot of people are on the edge with the game at this point, and this does not help them.
No, I agree.
This is more like, okay, well, fuck this nonsense. This doesn't make any sense. And
I think, to be honest, I'm even at the point where I might go, you know what? There's not actually that much benefit from the flagship. I might just sack even doing that and leave it until the next raid.
Right. If this raid turns out to be difficult, expensive, whatever. And yeah, don't bother. Just build a 5th mana core.
Yeah. So, because it's not really that much of a benefit to having it. It's not like the Blood Hydra and the Buccaneers Boom, where it's giving you a massive advantage over just building a 5th ship. It's not. So, to me, I'm I can take it or leave it kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Especially when next raid it'll be like 30 million points instead of 50. All right, the difficulty might change, but who knows, really? It's kind of, just by having a ship that really doesn't give you that much of an edge, looking at the stats doesn't make you want to go out and spend a ton getting 100 million points if you're going to get 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would get 2 of them at this point, besides to rank them up.
Well, yeah, I'm just hypothetically speaking. Why spend 100 million on that when you can do 30 million on 2 Howies and call it a day? Really? So
yeah. I mean, yeah, the Howies are my priority. But yeah, it's I don't know. It just seems like you see on the shows and the forums and everywhere the players are asking for one thing, and then you keep on getting something else. Is what I'm saying personally. This is not what This is not a prize list that any player.
It doesn't make you want to play.
It doesn't excite anybody. That's the thing. It's just like, well, it's like, well, I suppose we'll get the Howies. That's the way that I feel. I suppose I'll get the Howies, depending on how much time I've got, how hard the targets are. I might get the Makara's Manticore, and then if it's really easy, then I'll get some Warden tokens and I'll get a couple of Inferno Dragon tokens. If not, I don't really care because I won't have the Makara's Manticore to build, so I can chuck my Inferno Dragons in, and my Conch Yard's free, so I'll just build my Wardens in there. So, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah, or you could go out and get 38,000 titanium. It's always a possibility.
Ooh.
Yes. I'm just kidding with everybody. Are we... I guess we're running towards the end of the slides.
Assault retros. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Is this any of this exciting?
Well, I mean, it really depends on how long it gets to get from R1 to R5. I would probably use it on my Phoenixes because they're weight limited at this point at R5. But there's tokens out there just because I hate my 85s. I hate hitting 85s, and these will. I think the 85 is easier, but it's not something I would.
I mean, I auto them with the skies. So
yeah.
I drive for the skies because I like getting 1.5 minutes damage and going fuck you kickside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these things are in there. But I don't have much to say about them besides the weight increase.
Yeah, there's not really a lot in there, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you put an actual speed increase rather than a combat speed on Berserk increase in there for the Skyfire, that might have gone down well and got people doing it, but I don't think that any of it really makes that much difference, especially considering that, if you've got your build already done, 85s ain't going to change, are they? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's so much stuff that they've tossed in the retrofit yard at this point the retrofit yard has a lot of stuff in it right now. Like if you know,
well, I mean,
it's all of like it's all like mass stuff. It's nothing that like you need to jump on and do.
No, but this needed to come out 6 months ago. This is fucking stupid.
No.
It needed to come out 6 months ago at least, and then it would have been marginally worth doing. But at the minute, it's just not worth it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I think that's end of slides. I will see if anybody would like to join the after show. I'm not even sure if we've gone, considering everything, I'm not even sure if we've gone an hour yet.
I don't know. I'm not
convinced. Feels like we've gone like 4 hours of that fucking release. But yeah, whatever. I'm sorry. Was I too salty there?
You salty?
No. I'm not salty. But yeah, in case anybody'd like to join the after show, I posted the link and yada yada yada. Oh yeah, we're told that we're only at 56 minutes, so we got to go an extra 4. That's what extends is for, right?
Get those extra 4 minutes.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So
all right, well, let's say goodnight and whatever. Right?
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Yes, please.
Right. Good night, everybody. Good
Night,
night, beer, and good luck in the raid and whatever. Do it if you want.
And next week we're gonna have a new way to drink beer for you. We've gotten, we've got day drinking, driving while drinking, camping while drinking, and who knows what Larry's gonna come up with us next week.
Have I had the entropic whatever on the show?
Which one was that? A day drinking one?
No, that wasn't the day drinking.
That was the day. That was the driving while drinking one, wasn't it? The road trip.
No, that was Doom Pedal.
Okay.
No, I got one more variety in the fridge. I'll make sure I have one next week.
So we can expand the way that people drink in different places. So, in case anybody would like to join the show, I put the link out there, and see y'all on Friday. And hopefully the raid is decent, not providing a huge amount of damage to anybody. And but what are you winning at times? But whatever. Alrighty, people.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good morning, Canada.